Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new World Pack Talk show. My name is Lilian Benzi, WPO Press and Communication Officer, and today I will host a very special guest, Fraser Hawks, Group Portfolio Director of Informa Markets, that will give us a special preview about Propak Asia. This incredible show is scheduled to June 10 to 13 in Bangkok, Thailand. This edition promises to be one of the most dynamic hubs for packaging transformation and innovation. Three forces will dominate the conversation at the show: automation and digital transformation, sustainability and circularity, and supply chain resilience. And now we will hear from Fraser how each one of these trends will be materialized at Propak Asia. Be very welcome, Fraser.
Thank you, Lim. Lovely to see you here. Look forward to when we next meet in person, but happy to join today.
Yes, and let's go to our first question. We know that as Propak Asia approaches, we observe a global shift in packaging demand. Can we say that Asia is now the center for packaging innovation? And if so, why is the center?
It's a very good question, and there's lots of opportunities. I mean, I think I would say quite simply yes. I think there's lots of factors involved, but at the moment, what we're seeing is Asia is definitely one of the central points of development in innovation for packaging. I think the reason being is innovation, usually requires demand, scale, and speed, and luckily, Asia offers all of those three things. We're looking at rising middle classes, we're looking at rapid urbanization, and also, I think we see such an increased demand for consumer product goods, and looking across sustainable packaging is where we're seeing this big shift go into the Asian market. And I think across the many years of Propak Asia, you can really see a lot of that progress and a lot of that innovation coming to the forefront. Of course, Europe and North America are still offering a huge amounts and still lead the way in many parts of the industry, especially when it comes to regulation and policy frameworks and R&D. But I think if you're talking about the center of gravity for innovation, I think that's where you can really see Asia playing a fundamental role.
We have no doubt about it. But we also know that you have been talking with the exhibitors. So what their demand tell us about investment priorities in the region?
I think first and foremost, there is a lot of investment into that region. I think when you opened the show, you talked about automation and smart manufacturing. I think a lot of this is challenges that are faced across the globe. But I think when you're looking at rising labor costs, workforce shortages, which is particularly strong in Asia. I think a lot of companies and a lot of manufacturers are looking for a need of higher efficiency, and they're really pushing their investments into robotics, AI controlled quality control. But also predictive maintenance. So we're really looking at these investments about how do we make the factories of the future. So this is something that's really important, and something that you'll see across the show floor at Propak Asia. And I think one of the unique things when we talk about investment, especially into the Asian market, and where either companies are investing about their product development, or also whether manufacturers are investing across their factories, is that across Asia, you have many different variations of markets, and the sort of state of the industry in each country. So some of them are still very much at the early developmental stage, and they're able to kind of leapfrog different levels of sort of development that other countries have gone through over the period of time. But then you're also looking at markets that are at the cutting edge of that development. So they're really looking at investing in taking the technologies away from, say, automated, but more to autonomous. And that's where we're seeing a real push in sort of capacity expansion, especially when we talk about food, drink, pharmaceutical, consumer product goods. These are all industries across Asia that are rapidly increasing and rapidly growing. So a lot of the investment goes into how to deal with that capacity drive. So I think the other areas that we're really looking at, and I think something you'll see is it's the investment is going into how to become more resilient, how to as I say, build that factory of the future. But we're really seeing that drive for sustainability and also competitiveness in the market. So I think they're the main sort of areas that we're seeing that investment come through.
Okay, so you have given us a very good approach about the technologies, but we also know that the exhibitors are looking for sustainability, circularity. What do you think we should expect from the exhibitors in terms of sustainability and circularity? Are they gonna have these talks? Are we gonna have parallel events about it?
Absolutely, and I think my one headline, really, I suppose, on that question would be that I think now more than ever, you're seeing the conversation and the investment around sustainability moving away from more than just marketing language and concepts. But much more into sort of measurable business action. So over the years, sustainability has been something discussed and presented across either exhibitors' booths or also in conference topics across Propak Asia. But they were very much focused on the concepts. Now they're really focused on the measurable actions, on the technology that can improve, on the materials that are being used, the design. We're obviously seeing lots of these regulations come into the EU, but then also that is reflective of development in other parts of the world. So something that's really important to us at Propak is that traditionally exhibitions were the main focal point for buyers and sellers. So, originally Propak Asia would be a way of bringing buyers and sellers together. But actually now it's a lot more than that. And also the industry needs more than that. There's a lot of challenges facing the packaging industry, facing many economies around the world. They actually need these meeting places where we bring so many people from around the world to really to help tackle some of these top line topics, and sustainability is one of those, and it's a major theme that runs through the show. So we will have over 200 conference topics across various different issues and challenges faced within the industry. Sustainability will be a key theme of that. A lot of the work we do with WPO is focused around these trends and what we're doing to tackle them, whether it be food waste, whether it be different types of materials that can be used within the packaging industry. But interestingly, I think something like a trade show and a show the scale and size of Propak Asia is we're actually tackling not just the materials and the conversations around it, but also the machinery. So we're seeing that the machinery that's being introduced into factories, into the manufacturing process, specifically to enhance the scalability and the viability of sustainable materials and reusable materials. We're not moving everything away from plastic, but in terms of what we can do and those machines that can be used and put into the lines, I think they're some of the topics that we're really excited to see at Propak Asia. And I would also say that across Southeast Asia, ASEAN in particular, the country and the political drive for sustainability across many industries is one of the highest in the world. So, that's why everything that we look at in terms of what is going to be displayed at the show will have a link back to the sort of sustainability theme.
And we also know that as you join many players from processing, packaging, logistics in the show, we know that collaboration is a key issue among them. Do you think we are going to see this kind of collaboration in the supply chain during Propac Asia?
Yes, and again, I sort of refer to how, the development just of trade shows in particular, or at least the development that we try to make within our trade shows, which reflect a lot of the challenges or the changes that are happening in the actual industry itself, in terms of packaging industry. But it is about collaborations, and as I say, Propak Asia will be not just a showcase for machinery, or for solutions or for learning opportunities. It will actually also be a showcase of where these collaborations and partnerships can be viewed physically. I think we've often looked at over the years many parts of the industry working in silos. And everyone has their place, and everything went through step by step. Now we're seeing a lot more of those areas converge and combine, whether it be material producers partnering with converters, or whether it's machinery companies working with manufacturers on end-to-end automation. Every element of the industry is coming together, but it's very hard to see all that working in practice. But that's why when you come to an event like Propak Asia, you can see these collaborations very much in front of you. I think for us, that's always been a key driver for why we have developed Propak Asia to be the region's largest trade exhibition for processing and packaging, because it gives a showcase and it also gives an opportunity to create new collaborations. So as much as we have visitors and attendees from all over the world that are coming, we have exhibitors coming from all over the world, but there's also a lot of conversations that happen during the show, whether it be between exhibitor to exhibitor, or also visitor to exhibitor, buyer to exhibitor, or even between buyers and themselves, looking at all the different places that you can do collaboration. And one of the things that we've been able to do this year at Propak, because we've moved to the larger venue, Impact Challenger, one of the key drivers for that and the key reasons for that was just the demand for space, and also the demand for more engaging areas within the show. So unfortunately, we'd outgrown our previous home, and we had to make the opportunity to expand the offering to all parts of the industry. And by doing that, we've been able to introduce more interactive areas. We've been able to introduce more sort of live demonstrations. And again, that's really important to showcase the different parts that can all be put together. So that's something that's really key for what we're trying to develop, and what the industry itself is developing. And again, a trade show can only be reflective of the industry that it represents. So when the industry itself is forming, and all these new collaborations, we have to also be able to adapt and provide the opportunities for them to really be showcased. So yeah, I think that's something that we have seen a lot more of, and hope to continue to see more in the future.
For sure you will. And of course, as we are talking about collaboration, it's also important the collaboration with the trade shows, the exhibitors, and the associations. And that's my question. How important is the partnership between WPO and Propak Asia?
Incredibly important. And I think we've been very fortunate to work with WPO for a number of years. But there's a fundamental reason why we engage closely together, and why we value the partnership with WPO so much. Because for us, Propak Asia is a regional trade exhibition. We really like to elevate the global standing of what we do. And as we talked about earlier, with the sort of the shift of the center of gravity in innovation moving more towards Asia, that also requires reaching further out to bring the greatest minds together, and to work with the best partners around the world to help continue drive that innovation within a very exciting market. So something that we're able to do with WPO is really focus on the learning opportunities, focus on bringing more people from around the world together in one place. But also it really focuses us on the conversation. At the end of the day, for us as trade exhibition organizers, I am not an expert in packaging. Sorry for the spoiler, but so
That's good
for
because then you need us, right?
yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what the point is, because we love representing the industry. We love working closely with the industry, and we love being able to provide a platform for the industry to do business first and foremost, but also to open new markets and to learn and to trade best practices. So that can only be done when you're working with the right partners and you're working with globally recognized industry leaders. And so for us, that's what's so important about our work with WPO. And through our work with WPO, we've been able to make further introductions with associations that we weren't familiar with before. Or we've been able to develop even stronger partnerships with, say, UNIDO, for example. And a lot of the conversations and roundtables and events that take place in and around Propak are really making a fundamental difference to the consumers' lives, but also to small and medium enterprises, to economies. And we're actually, we're hosting conversations that we're really seeing put into action, whether it be through sort of research and development opportunities, or whether it be just in terms of bringing smaller economies up to the table to have conversations, and as I say, have the ability to leapfrog in their own personal development. So for us, that is a fundamental purpose of why we work so closely together with the WPO, and it really helps us bring those connections together.
And it's really a pleasure for us having this partnership. And of course, many of WPO members already participate in Propak Asia and see the value of the show. But I would invite you to leave a message to the WPO members around the world that are not yet part of Propak Asia. I would like you to encourage them to visit the 2026 edition in Bangkok.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I would say you are most welcome to one of the most welcoming countries in the world, which is Thailand, and one of the most welcoming places in Thailand, which is Bangkok. So, first and foremost, Propac Asia will return to Bangkok in the new venue of the Impact Challenger from the 10th to the 13th of June. And as discussed throughout the conversation today, Propac Asia is more than just a trade show. It's an opportunity to bring together the best minds in the industry. We have over 200 conference themes running throughout the show. We've brought in over 150 guest speakers from around the world to impart knowledge. So Propac Asia is a place to network. It's a place to meet new partners. It's a place to really focus on collaboration and innovation across the industry. And for anyone that is involved in the processing and packaging industry, Propac Asia will bring together over 90,000 attendees. We have over 2,500 exhibitors, and it's a very exciting place to come and see the future of our industry. So I encourage everyone to come. You are most welcome, and any member of the WPO is an important attendee for us at Propac Asia, and we welcome everyone from the 10th to the 13th of June in Bangkok.
Yes, and the good news is that our president, Luciana Pellegrino, will be a speaker in one of the conference that is programmed to Propac Asia 2026. Now we are coming to an end in our talk show, and I would invite you, Fraser, to leave us a final message.
I think the final message from us is that one of the benefits for working in such a diverse marketplace as Asia, and in particularly such a diverse economy such as ASEAN, with a collection of so many individual economies, lots of individual cultures, but bringing them all together in one place at Propac Asia, we're really able to have an event that showcases technology and innovation, not just for giant corporations, but also a real strong focus on small and medium enterprises. So no matter how big or small the business are, at Propac Asia, they will learn how to upgrade their systems and how to upgrade their processes and how to upgrade their factories, whether it be going from small and trying to look at building capacity, or whether you're a giant corporation that's looking to go autonomous. Propak Asia has something for all elements of the supply chain, but also all size and scale of industries. So for us, we really want to keep fostering the collaboration on knowledge sharing, wanting to create more networking opportunities, and really engage with the innovation that we see taking place across the Asia region. So I look forward to welcoming everyone to Bangkok in June. We're very excited to see you all there. We're very honored to have Luciana, the president of WPO, with us again, as well as all members of WPO. So Propak Asia is where we hope to see you all in June. So thank you very much. And Lillian, thank you so much for your time today. It's been really nice to share some of the exciting things going on, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much, Fraser. It was really an amazing participation, and it was clear that more than just a trade show, Propak Asia has evolved into a strategic platform where manufacturing, technology, and market demands converge. I invite you all to join WPO in the journey to visit Propak Asia and be part of this global marketplace for innovation. Definitely, Propak Asia is the show where we can find an ecosystem that allows technology to meet the demands of products, of companies, and of new business models. How do we build faster, smarter, and more sustainable production systems in a market that no longer tolerates inefficiency? So let's find the answer visiting Propak Asia. Thank you very much for your audience today. Thank you again, Fraser, and see you soon in another World Pack Talk show. Thank you.